Hello everyone, good afternoon, and welcome to 3DS Max online training program at SaiCad Center. Um, and let me introduce you myself. My name is Setu Nandania, and I am a Autodesk certified instructor. और चलिए हम मैक्स में चलते हैं. So here is my 3DS Max screen. Okay, I hope this screen is visible to you all. Okay, good. And yes, one more request. Please mute yourself, and if you have any type of queries, just immediately inform me. Okay. Now see, we have couple of questions over here regarding our yesterday's session, that my objects are not properly on the face or plane, on that type of questions we have. So that is due to we are in our perspective mode over here. See, we are on perspective. So whatever thing, for example, I am creating one cylinder over here. So it will look like it's floating. Whenever you are going to move your object, it will tilt little bit. That is due to perspective effect. If you stay in orthographic view mode, then you will notice that we are perfectly on that plane, right? So we have two types of visual style. Whenever we are going to capture our image, we enable this perspective mode. So because our human eyes capture each and everything in a perspective mode. So in the perspective, the closer object will be bigger in size, and when you go far away, it will be shrink down. So that is our perspective effect. So that is why it may look that it's floating or not properly visible. Whenever you pan your screen, it will be just a minute, let me maximize this. So when you place this thing in center, it is perfectly vertical, but when you take this away on the left side, it you feel that it's a little bend in the left side, and when you put it on the right, you will feel that it's a little bended in the right side. So that's due to our perspective effect. So let me continue our today's session. Before we continue, one more question we have, that rendering settings. So first of all, you should set your rendering settings as low as possible, and with the basic settings. So for that, go to the rendering menu. Over here we have render, and in that rendering menu we have render setup option over here, right? And for that we have a shortcut also, F10. So now whenever I say go to the render setups, you have to just simply press F10. Okay, and this rendering setup dialog box will be in front of you. Okay, in this rendering setting you have to set your common setting over here. So just focus on the common setting, where our common parameter, our time output is single. Set it on the single. Okay, then area to render, take it as a view. Output size, choose any output size. Yeah, I generally prefer this custom, and currently I am using 640 by 480 pixel. Okay, so don't use that higher size of your HD and full HD like this, 1920 and 1080 pixels. So it will take much more time. Yes, please. Okay, I'm repeating this. Go to the rendering, and here we have render setup. Okay, F10 is the shortcut, so you can simply press F10 in your keyboard. Here in the common parameter we have three options: single, active time segments, and range. These the second two options are for the video creation purpose. Okay, we just want a single image, so keep your output time on single. Then render area, which area you want to render, right? So over here we have many options, but click on the view. Whatever view we have in front of our screen, we want to render that. This thing means that. Then in the output size, which size of image we want to render. So over here set your output size to the custom, and pixel size 640 by 480. Lower pixel resolution, it is fine. And in the options we have some options like atmospheric effects, atmospheres effects, displacement. So these are the options we have, but right now we haven't set any atmosphere or background or any lighting effect. So this option, if you disable that, it is also fine. If you enable that, it is also fine. It is not going to affect our geometry right now. And one more thing, just turn on this force two-sided. Okay, just turn on this thing. Then rest over here, render output. If you want to save your image, you have to provide the file location. But every time you are going to render, that file will be saved. Okay, but we are rendering for just our uh, to just check that which type of output we are getting, right? We don't want to save that image, so don't do anything over here. If you want to save your file, then just provide the file location over here and name. That's it. And the last and the important thing in the rendering setting is assign render. At the bottom you will find this assign render. So enlarge this assign render dialog box, and in the assign render you will find many types of production engine. See, for the rendering we use render engines. Okay, and in your 2020 version you will find different option over here. I have some different option over here, but there must be a default scanline render option. See, right now it is selected, that is why it is not in our list. Let me select this NVIDIA mental ray, click OK. So now my render is NVIDIA mental ray, and if you go to this choose render option, here you will find default scanline render. So if over here it is not selected that default scanline, then go to over here and select that. You all have to work in default scanline render mode. Okay. Clear up to this point? Just check your size, check your render over here, or you can set your render from here also, from the top. See render we have. So default scanline render, you can choose it from here also. It is fine. And then you are going to render, just press Shift Q and you will get a quick result like this. But don't zoom in much further, okay, because we are rendering a very we are rendering this image in very low quality, so it is going to be blur. Shift Q. Q for queen. Q. Good. Okay, so let we begin our today's session, and in our today's session we have shapes. So 2D objects we have, and it is a very critical task to deal with this 2D objects. Okay, first of all we will begin with the very simple thing. So go to the create, and in the second option you will get this shapes option, and here we have spline. So go to this spline, and here we have this uh, 2D shapes available, right? So first we have line tool. With the help of line you can create a line like this. Press escape. Then we have rectangle. You can draw a rectangle. Just you need to drag it. Okay, you have to drag it like we do in our standard primitives. For the circle you have to drag this circle, center and circle. Similarly ellipse we have, like rectangle you have to draw your ellipse like this. So you have to drag it. And then arc we have. So again put your start point, drag it, end point, then your arc value, middle point, like this. We have a donut over here. Donut means you will get two circles. First drag your first circle, put your first mouse click, and it will create one more circle. So this thing is known as donut. So if you want a double circle, then you can use this donut. Then we have Ggon, that means polygon, right? So first we will create simply a polygon. That's it. How to change this number of sides and all we will discuss. Okay. Then we have star. So again, first bigger circle, then smaller circle. So outside point and inside point. So we have star. Then lastly we have text. So you can write your text. Hello. Is there any problem? Okay. So over here you have to write your text. For example, so first write your text and then place it on the screen. So it will be over there. Just move it a bit. Okay. Right. So we have text button also. Then we have Hallux. So if you want to create, yes, we are going to repeat each and every option. I am just giving you a trailer right now. Okay. Then we have Hallux. So with the help of Hallux, first you have to create one circle and then provide a height. So in this way we have one Hallux, and also the top radius also. See, so if you want to create a taper helix, you have to provide a top radius. So over here we have to place four points. So this type of helix we have. Then we have egg shape. So it is also like donut, but something like this, egg. Okay. So it comes with the two ring at a time. Then we have section. This is just a plane to create or to slice any 3D object. So this is not useful right now. Okay, so don't worry about this section. Delete it. So these are the objects we have that we can create with the help of spline. But there is lots of confusions and lots of things is there in our spline while we are going to render this thing. See, right now press shift Q and you will get nothing over here because splines or 2D shapes are not going to cover in our render. Okay, so we have nothing, but we can create much more things with these tools. So let we start from the beginning, from line. So select it and delete, and we are working in the top view, so set your view like this, top view, and here line. So while we are creating a line, we have couple of options over here. See, in the creation method we have initial type and dragging type. I hope you all have watched that video that I have created for you. So initially let we set both corner, so you will get a spline with corner. Some student also ask that, sir, how to set or how to turn on this ortho mode. For that you have to hold your shift key, you will get horizontal and vertical line. Okay, you have to hold your shift key. If you leave your shift key, it will be again free. How to open this bar? Which one? This one. Spline, you have to go to the create. Here we have second option, shapes. In that shapes we have splines. And these all things are covered in this spline option. Again line, this time on the initial type we have corner, but for the dragging type I am choosing smooth option. Okay, so what will happen? See, we have two methods to create. See, first click and leave your key, then again click and leave your first mouse button. So I'm just clicking, so you will get a sharp corner. But whenever you are going to drag, then you will get a smooth corner because we set drag type smooth. So see, here I am dragging this thing, so we have a smooth corner over here instead of like this is a sharp corner, here we have smooth corner. Click, 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 so we have smooth corner, but here I am going to drag. So you have to hold your first mouse click while dragging. So in this way you can create a smooth corner also and a sharp corner also. And then next we have Bezier option in the smooth, in the drag type. So Bezier is again a tangency effect curve. So in our initial type we have corner, so if we are just going to click, it will create a corner. But when you are going to drag, it will create a smooth. But if you drag it more, it will create a more flat line, a more tangency line. Your curvature effect will be bigger. And over here I am leaving my first mouse click, so this much is my curvature effect. So it's a little different than the smooth. In the smooth we have a smooth curve only. We do not have that this type of tangency effect that we can drag. See again, here click and drag. So it will depend how much you are going to drag this line. For example, only this much. So you will get only that much curve. Again, I'm dragging it more. So you will get that type of effect. So this is our Bezier, corner, smooth and Bezier. So these are the three options in the drag type. If I choose initial type smooth, then when I just click over here, you will get a smooth curve because my initial type is smooth. So clear for the line. And next we have rectangle. Simply you can create your rectangle, then go to the modify, and here you can provide the parameters, the length 2 feet, width 4 feet, and corner radius also we have. See, so if you want a filleted rectangle, then just increase this corner radius. So this is the options in our rectangle. Then again create spline circle. So here we have two method, edge method and center method. So first just drag it. So this is our center method, where go to the modifiers, and here you can define your radius 3 feet. That's it. We do not have any other parameter over here. Let me see in this edge method. So here you have to provide 2 points like diameter. So first point and second point. So in the edge method, it will create like a diameter circle, and in the center method, it will create like a radius circle. So from the center, it will create it, from corner to corner, or from one side to other side if you are choosing edge method, nothing else we have. Then next we have ellipse. So again it is also like a rectangle. So just create like rectangle. Now in the modification, the length and width we have. So your major axis and minor axis you have to consider like this dimension and this dimension. So 2 feet vertical tab, 5 feet horizontal. So we have this. If you turn on this outline, you can create one more ellipse, concentrated ellipse like this. So if you have that type of requirement, you can use this outline option also that we have. Fine. Then next we have arc. So in the arc, let me create first start and center point or third point. Then go to the modify. Here we have radius. So radius, let's say 3 feet. Then from means at from which angle you want to start. Let's say from 0. So it is starting from 0 and I want up to 120 degrees. So up to 120. So this is your starting angle and ending angle from your positive x axis. Then we have pi slice, that means it will connect up to the center with the line. Or we have reverse option. Reverse is not working right now, no problem, leave it. Again, donut. So we have two circle, two concentrated circle. Go to the modification, and here we have two radius, nothing else. Then next we have G-gon, that means polygon. So just create a polygon, go to the modify. Here you can provide the radius, which type of radius you want to provide, inscribed or circumscribed. Like this thing you already learn in the AutoCAD, right? Inscribe means from center to the corner radius, and circumscribe means from center to the edge radius. So this much will be our radius in circumscribe, and if you are working with the inscribe, then this much will be your radius from center to the corner. Provide your radius over here, then number of sides, pentagon, square, triangle, and many more polygons we have. And also we have a corner radius like rectangle. If you want to provide a corner radius, a fillet at the corner, you can, like this. And also we have a circular option, but you can create a circle with the help of circle, so don't need this option, right? Then next we have star option, where we have to provide two radius again. See, star. So this is your first radius, this outer point, and then this is your second radius, your inner points, right? Now go to the modify. Radius 1, let's say 3 feet. Radius 2, 1 feet. Then number of points, how many points you want? You want 5 star, 6 star, or 7 star, or whatever. We have many corners or many points over here, beginning from 3. Then we have distortion. It will create a twisting effect in your geometry. Your outer circle, this point will be fixed, and this inner point will be twisted, little bit twisted. So like this. So this is our distortion. Again make it 0. Then also we have fillet 1. So this is the outside fillet. What is happening? Okay. So this is the fillet for your outside corner, and fillet for your inside corner. So in this way you can provide fillets, and after fillet, if you are using this distortion, it will create something a little different. Due to that fillet, it's going to be a conic effect over here in the inside corner. I hope you are there, right? Do you have any problem up to this point? Okay. Then next we have in the spline text option. So for the text, here you have to type your text or just place it first. Let me place it and then go to the modify. Here you have to type your text size, your knurling and leading and all the parameters we have. So let me reduce the size first, 2 feet. Okay. Now focus here. Increase knurling means your spacing will be increased, and increase leading creates nothing over here. See, these are the things are very useful. I am showing you one thing over here just because you are not going to bore right now, okay? Otherwise you will say that sir, I am not getting this thing. Okay, so for example we have this text and I am creating one small tiny animation for you. So turn this auto key on and up to the 60 frame, wanted 0 and back. So see, this is our small tiny animation. So these all parameters are very useful. Similarly, we can change the size also. Let we increase first 5 feet. And from here, just taking a little load. Just a minute, my system is taking a load little bit. Okay, now I need to restart max because my RAM is full. What is use of knurling and leading? That we discussed. Knurling is to increase and decrease the spacing between each and every letter. See, when you change this value, it will increase and decrease the spacing between these letters. And here you have to type your matter and yes, that's it. And over here we have different types of textiles that you can change. So many types we have. and then we have helix option. Not visible. Okay, sorry. Just a minute. Now it is visible. Okay. So let me discuss now helix. So click on helix and first create a bigger circle. Then in your second click you have to provide the height. So just orbit it up a little bit. Turn off this grid so you can view it properly. So this height, and on the fourth click you have to provide a top radius. So just click it anywhere because it's a little confusing. If you view it from top, you will notice that this is starting point and this is our ending point. So it's a shorter in radius. Okay. Now how to edit this helix? So here we have, just select it, go to the modify, radius 1 we want 8 feet, radius 2 we want 3 feet, then height should be 15 feet. Number of turns, now increase this number of turns, 5. So we have 5 turns over here. And lastly we have bias. See, this bias is something like this. It will take your all turns at one side. See, like this. If you increase bias like this, so your all the coils will try to collapse on the one side. If you want lower, you can use like this. So this is your bias, top, bottom. It is clear. And also we have a clockwise and counterclockwise option for your revolution direction. And then lastly we have egg. So click on egg and just click and drag. So this is our egg. Go to the modify and here is the length and width. So length should be 10 feet and width should be 7 feet. Turn on this outline so you can provide the parameter for the outline also. And here we have angle. So in which angle you want to place, take it to the 0 so it will be in positive x direction. It's properly flat. So yes, these options we have for the how to make a ring with helix. Please repeat. Which type of ring? Okay, let me repeat this helix tool again. Just go to the helix. First you have to create one circle like this. So this is your drag. Second click, then height, then top radius. So like cone, you have to create helix like a cone. Okay. Then we have bottom radius and top radius. So two radiuses we have in the modification. So here you type your bottom radius, type your top radius, then height and number of revolutions. Then lastly we have bias option that will take your all the turns to one side. It will try to take like this. So I hope now this helix is also clear. Hello. So can we continue now? Am I audible? Okay. So now we have a little interesting things. See, up to this point it's like a boring session, but it's okay. Now we have a little interesting things over here. So yes, let me begin with the rectangle tool. Okay. So just go to the rectangle, create one rectangle or create more rectangles, two or three rectangles. Okay, so we have a couple of rectangle over here. Now what we will do, just select any one, but before we select it, just take a render, shift Q. So here we have nothing, right? Now how to take this thing in our render, how to use this thing? So select it, go to the modifiers, modification, and here we have setting for rendering. See, rendering. So this thing you will find in each and every option, right? So enlarge this button, and here we have two options, enable in render and enable in viewport. So first of all, enable in viewport. So now you feel that it's glowing, but it's not glowing, it is having some kind of cross section. See, it's like a circular cross section we have. So here you can provide a radial or rectangular, two option we have. But once you enable that thing in your viewport, you are able to view that thing in this viewport. If you haven't enabled this thing, you are not able to view your object over here. So select it and click on rendering enable in viewport. Now here the thickness, let's say 6 inch, and number of sides and all we have. So turn on the edges. So you will get this number of sides. If you want triangle, take 3 sides. If you want square, take 4 sides, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the options we have. Let me go with the 18 or 19 or 20 sides. It's enough. And now render it. See, nothing we have in the rendering. Still nothing we have in rendering. Why? Because we haven't enabled that thing for the rendering yet. See over here, enable in rendering option we have. So turn this option on. Now try to render. So now you are able to view this rectangle as a square chassis, right? A solid, like a solid. So this is just a rectangle, nothing else. but it will behave like a solid in your rendering. So this type of setting we can do for our project. Not visible, sir. My screen is not visible to you. Hello. Hello students, please confirm it. Okay. Yes, yes, I will repeat it. I know it's a little confusing thing. Okay, that's why I'm going very slowly over here. I will repeat each and everything, don't worry. So again, that's why I have created three rectangle over here. I will show you three times. Again, select it, select this second rectangle. It's just a rectangle for us. Okay, but what cross section we want to provide to this rectangle? So here go to the modify and in the rendering first enable in viewport. Turn on this option so you can view your object in your viewport. And then in the in these options we have two options, radial and rectangular. So let me take to the radial and provide the radius over here. So radial means we have a circular profile, right? So 1 feet radius I want, 1 feet thickness. So we have a circular profile over here. If you choose this radial, if you choose this rectangular, then you can provide a length and width. So it will be a rectangular cross section. So these are the two cross section we have that we can provide to any sketches. So here we have length and width. So length means your height. So let's say 1 feet and width 3 inches. But when we are going to render this thing, shift Q, we are not able to view that rectangle over here. See, that's because we didn't enable this thing in our render mode. So select it, go to the modify and here just enable in render. Turn on this option, enable in render. So now you are able to view this rectangle also as a solid object in rendering. Okay, rendering screen is not visible. So Ritik have a problem. Yes, we can use this method also to create a wall. You will get so many ideas. Just focus over here. See, so now once you set everything, again select it and turn this off, enable in viewport. So now in our viewport it's just like a rectangle, but when you render this scene you will get a solid object, whatever settings you have done. Okay, so again on the third rectangle select it. This time we are just enabling that in render and we want a rectangular profile with a so and so dimension and just render it. So now you will get the another rectangle also with having some cross section properties, right? So clear up to this point? So you can use this option for each and everything. See, let me create a helix. Go to the modify, reduce this bias little bit and height also. Okay. Now go to the rendering option, turn on this enable in render and reduce this thickness and this one. Actually number of revolutions are much more. So let me reduce this number of revolutions to 5. Okay, now it is fine. So we can use a thicker portion over here in the rendering mode. So I'm increasing the length and reducing this width as much as I can. So we take 0. So this thing will be in our render. So turn on this enable in render and turn off this enable in viewport. So now when you render this thing, you will get this object over there. So we have so many questions from you. Let me read it. What is advantage of using third method? Can we erase the intersection part? Sir, is render basically used to add mass? Okay, so many questions from you. Just I just want to say that try this all your questions yourself first. Okay, we have one question that we can erase something between this intersection part. No, we cannot erase because it is not a intersecting part. For us it is just a rectangle, it's just a sketch, but we say that we have provided some cross section property. It's not a solid, it's just a sketch over here. See, turn off this enable in viewport. We have created just sketch and we assume that we have put some type of cross section property to this thing. So this object will behave like this in render, but in reality in software it is just a rectangle. You cannot erase, you are not able to do your 3D operation, 3D objects operation like subtract and intersect and all. So you are not able to do that type of operations over here, right? So now just assume that you are decorating a room. So what you can do with the help of this type of objects? I am giving you a assignment. Okay. How do we trim in 3ds Max? We do not have trim option also. Right? We do not have trim option, but we have editable spline option. We can directly cut that object as per our requirement, that I will show you. It's also a very tough task for us. Rendering is basically used to add mass. No, rendering means to create image with materials. Whatever things we have, create image with materials. Rendering doesn't add anything. Okay, but this software is designed like that we can use this 2D sketch to create something with some cross sections. Yes, render means visualization. You are right. Okay, so I'm giving you some example. See, from how to use your just 2D sketch to provide or to create something very nice for your interior design. You can also create furniture with these small rectangles. Okay, just create a rectangle and provide this type of thickness and just render it. You will get a box over there. So I am showing you one our assignment. Just a minute. So your all question will make cover in that assignment. Yes, here we have. See your today's assignment. So I know you are feeling that our today's lecture was so boring, but at the end you will get something, right? We will discuss how to create wall in our next lecture. We have wall creation tool also in 3ds Max. So this is your second assignment where you have to create one glass like this. It is visible. This screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also you have to create one fan. I will show you how to create. And then we have a tiny fountain. Okay, leave it. This is something what you have to create. Or here you have so many things. See, these are the boxes. You just have to create rectangles and provide a proper values, right? Provide a proper cross section. So in render, it will come in this orientation. Okay. Then see the detail level. Here we have some toys. So just create circle and one more circle, one more circle, one more circle. So many circles you have to create over here. Are you all getting that ideas how to create this thing? See, so many circles we have over here and provide the circular background. How to set background? Just create one box, my friend. I will show you. Yes, you can use torus, but why you should have to use torus? Just create a circle and in the render provide a circular cross section as we use. Why we have to manage that torus over there? Are you getting me? See, just create some circles over here. How to create
Not
that?
visible, sir.
I'm showing you. See.
Sir, not visible, sir.
Okay, okay, just a minute. Okay, now it is visible.
No, sir.
This 3ds Max screen is not visible to you.
Yes, sir. Not visible. Well, sir.
I have shared.
It is visible, sir.
Now it is.
Visible, sir. Visible.
Okay. See, go to this spline and first create a circles like this. Okay. Then select it and go to the modifiers and provide the just turn off this enable in render right now. Go to the parameter. First of all, we will, for example, we are using 1 feet radius. Okay. Then for the second one, my system is taking too much load. And the second, we will say 10 inches. Then for the third one, we will say 8 inches. Then on the fourth, we will use 6 inches, 4 inches, 2 inches, and 4 inches. Okay, so these are the circles we have. Now select one and translate it. Press W and take it to the origin 0, 0 and 0 in XYZ. Okay, so this is its proper position. Then select second one and put it also at 0, 0, 0. So now all are at origin. So take all the circles at origin first. Done? Now provide a step-by-step height. First one is okay. Select second one and in the Z provide let's say 2 inch. Then this one in the Z 4 inch. Then this one in the Z 6 inch. Next 8 inch and last 10 inch. Okay. Now select any one. Go to the modify in the render. Enable in viewport. And in the radius we have to provide thickness 1 inch or 2 inch. Then also use that for second one also 2 inch. So it might looks a little smaller, but it is fine, I think. Let me choose 3 inch. Okay, 2.5 and 2.5 for this also. Okay, fine. So in this way provide a 2.5 inch radius to all this. And make sure all are enabled in render. And now render it. Clear? How to do this thing? And what is the benefit? Can anyone can say that what is the benefit uh, between this and our torus? What is the main benefit over here? Anyone? We can work easily, yes, right, less
So
effort.
time consumption is less. We need not to edit every time. We need not to select every time. For
Yes,
Taras, we should click
y-
every time.
your audio is not properly appearing. Yes, please repeat it.
For
Arrange.
Taurus, we should enable the option every time for new Taurus and edit the radius every time. For
See,
he,
yes, you are also right. So ultimately, our first reason is we can easily manage our 2D sketch compared to 3D object. Okay, it is a little tough task to manage a 3D object, but we can easily manage our 2D sketches. Second thing, from the software oriented, it will never create a load to our project.
लेक्चर मला त्याला विचारायचंय.
Hello. So, hello, please mute yourself. So here we have in our project, we have just created a 2D sketch, right? So this sketch will not create any kind of load on my project. So my project will be light in weight, right? Now how to create wall? So you have to manage that thing. You can create a wall with the help of box also. Just create one box like this. So this is your wall. Create one wall over here like this. So this is your another wall, and create one plane over here. So this is your room's arrangement. That's it. You have to create only that thing, whatever things is covered in the camera view. See, you have to create only that object which is covered in your camera view, nothing else. Because ultimately we will get only this output. We are going to discuss how to create fan, but clear up to this point.
so
These are not walls, my friend. I have created simple box, nothing else. I have created one box, one over here randomly like this, and one over here, and created one plane. So this is done, our arrangement, our initial arrangement, right? You have to focus only on that object, whatever objects covers in the camera view in our frame, right? You don't need to think about that ceiling workout. You don't need to think about your other two walls, right? Just create only two walls, two partition and floor. That's enough, and create your object over there. Yes, I will show you the rest option, copy and all the other option, right? Our session is not finished yet, so we have so many things to learn. So again, back to the assignment. So you are able to create this type of boxes, This sphere we have, it is also simple. You can create with the standard primitives. See, this object also you can create. Create one sphere and one circle over here, one circle over here, one circle and one more circle. And this butterfly is ready, right? And just one line over here. Just create individual object. Then we can place it properly. Then on this side we have a sphere over here, two boxes we have. A very simple furniture arrangement over here. So just try to create this type of arrangement. See, this sofa is made with the boxes only. First create one box over here on the bottom and here. Then two boxes, and for the support, back support, we have so many boxes. So these are just boxes with the different material. Table we have circular table, chair. So these all are the objects you can create with the help of our standard primitives and sketches. Don't worry about how to combine each and everything. Just create individual object, then we will combine them. Your first task is how to create, not how to combine. Yes, we can. But for that we have to create a material for that. We cannot directly paste our image on the wall. We have to create a material of that picture and then we can apply it. So now our next task. Next we have extrusion, sweep, blend and bend, twist. So these are the options we have. How to copy? Okay, let me first start with the copy. So here we have one box and I want to create a copy. So in 3ds Max environment, this copy thing is known as cloning. What it say? Clone. Okay, cloning object. So here we have one object. Use, move, rotate or scale, any one. So first we will go with the move. So type W and here you can move your object in X, Y and Z, right? But while we are moving this, first hold your shift key and then move. It will create a cloning object. So this is your copy. And here we have three options: copy, instant and reference. And how many copies you want. So let's say I want two copies and choosing copy option over here. Focus over here, okay? I am not going to repeat this again. See, we press shift key and translate this body and it will automatically appear this cloning object where we have three options. So first we are using copy option, then hit OK. So here we have two objects with copy. This is our main body. Again one more box and one more box because we have three options. Okay. This time for this box we will use another option. So hold your shift key, again translate in X, we'll create a copy, but this time we are using instant option and creating two copies. Hit OK. So these are the also copies, these are the also copies. Then for this one, hold your shift key and translate it. And this time we are using reference option. Two copies. Okay. Done. Now what is the difference between copy, instant and reference? See, these are the clones of copy, these are the clones of instant option, and these are the clones of reference option, right? Now just focus over here. These are our main object and these are the our cloning object. And if you clone your object with the help of copy option, your all object are individual, separate. Again, if you clone your object with the help of copy option, your all object will be separate from each other. They are not connected, they are not linked. So what does that mean? For example, I want to change the length width of this object. Select that, go to the modify and you can. And that will not affect the other two because they all are separate after copy. But if you create a cloning with the help of instant, you can change any object but it will reflect to all. So your all object are connected, right? You can place anywhere. See, I can translate it. I want to put it over here. It is fine. But whatever dimensions I am going to change in this object will also affect the other two. So this is due to cloning by instant option. And if you do cloning by reference, then you are not able to change any dimension from your clone object. See, in the modification we have nothing over here. You are not able to change width and height. So if you want to change anything, any dimension from this clone object, so you need to find your original object and there you can provide the modification. Clear? If you go with the instant, you can provide modification in any object. You can provide modification in clone object also. But if you go with the reference, then you have to find your original object and you can modify only that object, not the others. So now it is clear. So in 3ds Max, copy is known as cloning object and we have three options for the cloning. Cloning by copy, cloning by instant and cloning by reference. And you can use any type of translation tool, transformation tool. See, you can use rotation tool also. Select it, click E. So here we have rotation tool, but hold your shift key and rotate it. It will also create a copy, right? Press W and take it out. So with the help of rotation you can create copy, with the help of scaling also you can create copy, but you just have to hold your shift key. Now let me create one fan and the rest of the topic we will discuss in our next lecture. Otherwise this lecture will be a little longer. Okay, so now we are going to discuss how to create fan. So for that, first of all, I'm using standard primitives for that, right? Just a minute. Okay. Hello friends, I'm audible. Okay. Thank you. So let me create one fan. Then you have to use your knowledge and create a many you can create a many type of object with your ideas, right? I will show you one or two ideas. Then you have to apply your knowledge, your thoughts, and create something with the help of 3ds Max. So here with the help of standard primitives, let me create one sphere over here. um, let me go with some dimensions. See, in the 3ds Max, proper dimensions are not the necessary task. Okay, because we are not going to create any kind of engineering drawing from this software. We are only going to create a image, and in the image we cannot measure the size or the dimension of that object, right? So it is not that much necessary to create a proper dimensioning sketch over here, but it should be proportionally correct. That means, for example, we have a 10 feet height of our wall, then our door height should be 7 feet. It looks perfect, right? For example, you have created one wall with 20 feet height, then your door height should be 14 feet. In your image, it will also look perfect. So here we use hemisphere point 0.7, little more 0.8. Okay, I think that's enough. Hit on this base to pivot and OK. Now E for rotation. In this I'm going to rotate 180 degree. Okay, now we will create one cone. So click on cone like this. Okay, we are not we don't need this much divisions over here, so just remove that segment. Okay, say 6 inches. Top radius should be 2 inches and height should be 8 inches. And now always create each and always assemble your all object at origin. So first of all, select this, go to the move and place it to the origin. So now this object is as origin. Select this. Our pivot point of this object is over here. See, this is our pivot point, and this pivot point is the only solution for us and is the only problem for us also. So you have to focus on your origin point. In this example, I will also show you how to change the position of this pivot point. We can say pivot point to this point. Okay, so set it to the origin also, and height we have taken is 8 inch. Let me change it to the 10 inch. 10 inch. Okay. Due to this software, my system is taking too much load. Okay. Ah. Now we will create one cylinder over here. So cylinder like this. Again go to the modify. Radius we will take 1 inch. Then height we will take 1 feet. And segment we want only one segment, nothing else. Okay, smooth. Done. Now let me take to the origin this object also. 0 0. In the Z we will provide 10-inch height because we want to put that object on the top of this. 10-inch. Okay, then let me do a copy. So shift in the Z direction like this, copy. Okay, select it, E for rotation, and we will rotate it 180 degree. Okay, done. Now again W, but this time our pivot point is on top, so we have to count the height. So 10-inch, then 1 feet, and again 10-inch. So 20-inch and 1 feet. So removing 12, 2 feet and 8 inches. Okay, so our height should be in the Z 2 feet 8 inches. Okay, good. So we are clear up to this point. Now we are going to create the wings. So for that, go to the top view. See, this thing is due to perspective effect. See, it's little tilted. So if you are on orthographic mode, then it will be perfect for you. And system is also a little free in perspective or orthography. Okay, now we have one box. We will create one box over here with a tiny thickness. So here our thickness will be very low, and we need edges over here. See why? You will get that 5, 10. This one we don't need this one. We not didn't need this one also. This one is enough. Okay, now length we will take 3 feet. Oops, this one should be 8 inch. Width 4 feet, and height, choose minimum height, zero point 0.1 inch. Okay, now go to the top view, select it, and first of all place it at origin. Then we are going to move that object in only X direction up to this point. Now I am going to show you one new object or new thing, new modifier, that is bend. We will discuss our rest modifier in our third lecture. Okay. This is not due to the software. This is due to the... Okay. So now select it. Focus over here. Select it. Go to the modifiers and here type BE, bend. You will get bend tool, BE. Just type BE over here. Select this bend tool and provide some amount in the bending. Now see, it is bending in the wrong direction, right? We are getting a wrong result. So change your bend axis to the X. This is also wrong. So to the Y. This may be correct. Okay, this is also wrong. So again on the Z, but this time we will change the direction. So we are not getting a proper solution. So again go to the X. We are also not getting a solution, and Y. Okay, Y is the correct direction. So we have created a band like this for our fan wings, right? So provide some band and check your direction, and it's okay. It should be look like a fan wing. Okay, but the rest of the options in the band tool I will show you in our next class. So don't worry and don't confuse in that tool. Now again go to the top view. Here we will create one more box with a tiny thickness over here. So this is our joint. Go to the modify, remove this segment, and length is width is fine. This one is also fine, and try to reduce this thickness. Okay, now see our last task, what to do over here. So first of all we will create a group of this thing. We are at origin, right? And first of all select this wing, select this thing, and go to the group and create one group. Name it anything and hit OK. So now this thing is a single group, right? And now we want a circular copy, a circular pattern from around this point. But as you all know that we only rotate around our pivot point. So what we need to do, we need to transfer our pivot point from here to the center, so we can rotate around that center point. Are you getting me? We do not have a facility like other software. When you press E, you can rotate only around your pivot point. See, like this. But we want to rotate around this point. So what we have to do, we have to transfer this pivot point to the center. And how we will do that? So focus over here. I cannot repeat this thing again. That's why I'm telling you. Clear up to this point? Okay. Now just select it. We have created one group from the group. So now this both thing will act as a single object. And now I'm going to change the pivot point only, the position of pivot point only. So for that, go to the third option in our creation panel, that is hierarchy. Click on the hierarchy and click on the affect pivot point only. When you click on this, your pivot point will only going to affect, your object will be there. Now W, E and R, all three options we have. Press W and translate your pivot point where you want your new position. So our new position is 0, 0 and 0. So I am typing over here 0, 0, 0. Then 2 or 3 times switch your transmission from move, rotate and scale. So all the things will transfer over here. Move, rotate, scale. All the things must be over here. Once all your transformation tool transfer to this point, right, then turn off this affect pivot point, and now your pivot point of this object is at this point. So in this way we can change our pivot point, the position of our pivot point, right? Now what we will do, select it, press E for rotation, hold your shift key and do one rotation and 2 copies. Okay, so we have 3 copies over here. Now select it and change your angle to 120. Select this and change your angle to -120. So now this is our fan. Again we will create one more group. So select all the object and create a group, and you can name it fan. Okay, but the pivot point of this fan is over here, see. So whenever we are going to rotate our fan, it will rotate like this. So this is not what we want, right? So again we need to change our pivot point to the center, right? So put your object at proper position, never change your position, otherwise you are not able to solve this thing. Again W and click on affect pivot point only, and again going to change my pivot point to the origin, so it will be again in the center. E R, check all the things is there or not, then turn off this affect pivot point, and that's it. So now whenever you are going to animate your fan, it will be at center because our pivot point is center. So whenever you are going to animate your fan, it will animate from the center. So this is our fan. So you have to create some sofa furniture, and from this assignment, see where is the assignment. So as many object as you can from this assignment. See this butterfly we have, this type of sketch, try to create a sketch like this. This is just so many ellipse, then it's extruded. Then we have sphere, try to create this type of table, right? So once you create a group, then you can move it anywhere. Once it is done completely, then you can move it anywhere, it is fine. Now let me create a table, a simple table. So create one box, go to the modifier, provide the dimension, let's say 8 feet, width should be 6 feet, height should be 1 inch, and place it to the origin, right? Then for the legs we will use a cylinder like this. Go to the modifier, the radius of the leg 2 inch, height should be 3 feet, and number of segments are fine. Let me take this upside down. So E, rotate it any side 180 degree, and again put this thing to the origin. So select it, press W and put it to the origin, and now translate it. For example, around 2 feet in X direction. So here minus 2 feet. Then on the Y side, go 3 feet. Okay. So minus 3 feet. So in X minus 2, in Y minus 3. Okay. Now we will take a clone. So hold your shift key, clone over here, copy, okay, and select that. And the X position will be positive 2 feet. Similarly, select both, hold your shift key, and over here copy, and our Y position will be positive 3 feet. X position you don't need to change because it's proper. So this is table. Now select it and create a group. Table. Okay, once it is group, then you can move anywhere. It is fine. Okay. So in this way you have to create your objects. Please increase RPM of fan. Hey, it's not rotating, my friend. We will increase the RPM at animation. Fine, so this is your assignment. As many objects as you can from this image, and this fan you have to create. Okay, then rest 2 is not completed today, so we'll discuss in our next lecture. Fine. So how was our today's session? It was boring. Yes sir. No sir. Okay, thank you. So just practice it and try this all thing yourself. Otherwise it will create confusion only. So see you in our next class. Our next class will be on Monday, right? On Monday we have our next class. So see you there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.